Hey, it's Anthony Meisner at Land Title. I came to bring you your first snow update for Longmont. So let's dive right into this. Look, if you look at our single family average, good news is we're up 0.8%, right at 691. The change over last month rose a little bit too, which is a good sign. The only thing we got a little bit of concern about is that movement on the median down just a hair, but really nothing to raise any alarms, but just slightly under 600,000. Look at the condo townhouse market. This is pretty stereotypical for what we've been seeing. That slight decrease in value year over year to 4.1% on the condo market for average sales price, down to 462, median at 444, also 4.3% decline from last year. Now, if we look at our average sales price, this can tell us a little bit more about this as well. You can see that rise in the single family home price went up 5.5% price per square foot. So we might be selling a little bit different product than we did a month ago. But if you look over the course of the last year, pretty much in line with what we've been seeing. So that's a good sign going into the fourth quarter where we didn't see that taper off like we have the last couple of years. Now, if we look at the condo townhouse price per square foot, you can see that it bounced up quite a bit. We saw a lot more higher end sales in the condo market last month, and we saw a lot more lower end condo sales in September. So it will vary slightly over time. But check this out. Supply of inventory is really what's making the difference in most marketplaces right now. We have about 11% more units on the market than we did this time last year. And actually, Longmont's favoring better than most because less listings are expiring and coming off the market. And we have a lot more new listings on the market month over month over month than we have in a while. But we are right back to where we were last year in October. So we're only down 2 listings from this time in October last year, but we have seen more listings consistently coming on the market, which has created that inventory level increase. We had 160 something come on the market, and here we are at 109 pending. So going off the market, the under contracts, that's creating that higher inventory environment. Some are definitely expiring, but it looks like people are holding on the market in the city of Longmont a lot longer than most. Now, this being said, a couple of listings less than we were this time last year. This has been a really great year for buyers putting stuff under contract. More buyers have participated for sure, even though the last 2 months have not been as good as they have otherwise. The rest of the year has looked spectacular. So nothing to be concerned about. Month supply of inventory is 3.4 right now, just slightly above last year at 3.2 and just slightly below where we were last month. So all things are pretty stable on the inventory front. But what does it feel like to be a buyer in this marketplace or a seller, right? I think this is a good one to look at because compared to last month, it took a little bit longer to sell, but it's only 38 days, just over a month to go under contract. It's actually faster than it was this time last year. We've seen this for the last few months where it's been kind of relatively better for as a seller in the Longmont market in many ways. Now, the only issue is they are getting slightly less for those listings. Like the list of sale price is down to 98.8%. It's slightly different than it was a year ago, but keep in mind, it doesn't account for concessions. It doesn't account for price drops. So those will definitely manipulate that number down quite a bit. That 500 to a million range, we're seeing 68% of deals have concessions attached to them in the neighborhoods of $10,000 to $11,000. So that really does change the behavior of this market. Now, the other thing you got to look at is what is happening with showings. And so showings to pending is how long does it take to go under contract. You need 11.4 showings to go under contract. It's slightly better than it was a year ago, right? The lower the number, the faster it goes under contract. Way better than it was a month ago. And the showings per listing is 4.2. So it's relatively stable, very similar to where we were last month, a little bit less than it was last year, but really right there in that vein of 1 showing a week. But it does take enough showings to go under contract that it might take, that 45, 60 days is very likely in many cases. So if you have questions, concerns, you need anything else, I'm Anthony at Land Title. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. We'll see you soon.